Hi there, fire signs. This is Rohini with Light and Quirk, and this is a quick full moon reading. Hopefully quick. I'm aiming for it to be 15 minutes or less. We'll see how it goes. But just a quick full moon reading so that we can see what you need to what cycles need to be closed out, what you need to be focused on to manifest, what you maybe need to just work on in general. But what better time to do that than a super full moon? So this is again for fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, North Node. While I was meditating on your group, I heard the message: stop starting stuff. And if you're not going to stop starting stuff, at least finish stuff. So you may fall into one or both of those categories, where you are someone who starts stuff, or you are just someone who doesn't finish stuff. But this is for you either way, and that makes sense, because a lot of times those things go hand in hand. And it's not necessarily antagonistic. It's not necessarily a negative thing. It could be procrastination. Stop starting art projects that you're not going to finish. Stop starting cleaning the house and then quit by the time you get to the stairs. Whatever your story is, maybe you're just not completing things, and maybe stop starting them. But also you could be an instigator, and that's a whole other thing. So we're going to see what the tarot has to say. I'm just going to shuffle a few cards out here. See what your higher selves have to say to you, and your spirit teams and your source. Okay. So you clearly have money on the mind already, and that could be part of it. Oh boy. Oh dear. Okay. Well. Okay, well, right. So we have the Seven of Swords. I'll show you some of this imagery here. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Fool. We have the Page of Wands. The Star. The Magician, and the Two of Wands. So immediately what I'm getting is you all are great at manifesting, and you have all kinds of hope and dreams and positivity fueling the things that you're trying to get done and accomplished in this phase of your life. But you've not been completely honest with yourself or others. This could be in regards to emotion, spirituality. And when I say spirituality, I mean things that you actually believe. So it's not necessarily, I believe in voodoo. It could be, I don't believe in family structures. But you've not been honest with yourself fully. You're in a place where you're ready to start a new chapter, a new adventure, and dive into the unknown. However, it's going to kind of end up in like a little bit of fuckboy energy, fuck girl energy, with the Page of Wands here. And I hate that for y'all, but I understand it. And I say y'all, but I'm in it because I'm a Leo moon. And so I get this. It's like, if we're not fully honest with ourselves and we move forward anyway, it's just not going to turn out right. However, hope is available, and it is here, and we just need to lean into it, guys. Because we are magicians and manifestors. You are a magician and manifester. You know it because you've already seen evidence of things manifesting in your life. You've had opportunities fall into your lap that you didn't necessarily try for. You've had people being kind to you and offering goodness and kindness, but also you're still longing and you still feel like your options are limited, or you don't fully see the options that are in front of you. The Nine of Pentacles is down here because, you know, like I said, there's money on your mind, which might be motivating some of you. Some of this might all be money motivated, including the things that you're trying to manifest. You may be actively just trying to manifest money and resources. However, keep your options open. Understand that resources look a lot of different ways, and it does not have to just be money. Yeah, so let me just keep going because I'm trying to keep this reading short. So this deck is one that I made. You can see it's like handwritten messages. I channeled this with the help of my spirit team. I didn't even realize what a lot of these messages were until after I was done writing them, and ended up doing a reading for myself, and I was appalled at how my spirit team chose to speak to me. The spirit realm does not care about our feelings. These cards will not care about our feelings. And let's see what we have here. So I have two decks like this. This one is the general deck, and then next we'll do a quick love reading out of my love channeled deck. Let's see, what do we have for fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. A couple more, please, Spirit. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What? Oop, that's way too many. What do they need to hear? Okay. Looks like you have some full moon homework here at the end. So let's see. Gemini. So you might be dealing with a Gemini, or you might just be feeling kind of airy right now. Feeling maybe creative, opportunistic. Yeah, get your shit together. Start by no longer running from your truth. And that's literally what this says. And that's exactly how we led. You're not being honest with yourself, or you're not being honest with the people around you. That it's not going to help you. Hiding behind deception will not help you, particularly deceiving yourself. And if you're deceiving yourself, you're automatically deceiving other people, whether you want to be or not. Your sexual trauma needs to be addressed once and for all. Don't perpetuate bad family behaviors, habits, and/or addictions. Create the foundation you wish you had. And you need to figure out your spiritual path with certainty. And that's what we were just talking about, because that could be it as well. Being honest about what you believe and where you would like to go spiritually will help fuel the rest of it. All the rest of it will make sense. But you have to start with being honest with yourself and those people around you, especially if there are people who you love and care about who you've not been honest with. So starting with this Gemini, again, you might have Gemini in your chart somewhere else. You might be dealing with a Gemini or someone who has Gemini in their chart. But again, you might be being challenged with duality, polarity, executing your actual creative pangs. Your sexual trauma needs to be addressed once and for all. And that's a tough one, because I get it. So for me, my sexual trauma started early in childhood. I was 6 when mine started. And that's the story for a lot of people. However, once you take the time to start addressing it, getting it out of your system, allowing it to lose power by talking about it or journaling about it, talking to a therapist, a counselor, writing songs, poetry, or doing art about it, getting it out of your system will help it be addressed once and for all. But as long as it's still in there, it's just like it's just festering, and it's not going to help. In fact, it will cast a shadow on everything else that you're trying to do positively, whether subconsciously, consciously, or unconsciously. While it's still in there and has all that power, whether you say anything about it or not, it's still there. So we have to get that out. And so again, I'm feeling lots of creative stuff out of this group and intuitive stuff out of this group. You guys are super intuitive, super powerful, super aligned with the divine, whether you realize that part or not. As such, you can lean into the divine to help you address your trauma, because it's probably causing a damper on your creativity. You're probably not able to freely express like you could be able to if you did not have the shadow of sexual trauma looming over you, because that also affects your sacral chakra, and your creative muscles and your sexual muscles are the same muscles. So if one's affected, the other is automatically affected. So if you're sexually blocked, you're creatively blocked, and if you're creatively blocked, you're sexually blocked. And so we have to kind of get all of those out. And I say blocked, not stagnant, because you could be having all of the sexual activity in the world, but is it creative? Is it authentically you? Are you really addressing the things that you like? Do you even know what you really like? Are you able to express to your partner the things that you like? That kind of thing. Are you able to experiment? Are you able to use toys or whatever it is that you might think about but feel nervous about? That nervousness, that's that trauma that's not been addressed. And it will translate into your creative endeavors. Maybe I'm feeling like we have writers, singers, rappers, poets here. But also I'm feeling super artsy folks here. Crocheting, knitting, painting, drawing, sketching, that kind of stuff. I'm feeling so much creative energy from this group. Which also means you might be super sexually adventurous, but don't even know how to go about really being that, because your trauma's not yet been fully addressed. So get out that journal, express yourself creatively, go ground in nature, let Mother Earth take some of that stuff out of you. If you're feeling overwhelmed and don't know where to start, a great way to start is just getting barefoot and standing in the grass and doing nothing else. Don't perpetuate bad family behaviors, habits, and or addictions, which also could be linked to the sexual trauma as well. Your family stuff does not have to be your stuff. And a lot of times we fall into habits, behaviors, and even beliefs. Like this one says, you need to figure out your spiritual path with certainty. Oftentimes it's our family who's planted the seeds of what we're supposed to believe because that's what they believe, but oftentimes they only believe it because the generation before them believed it. Like we have to we're adults, we need to take the time and prioritize our own beliefs for our own reasons, not because we were born into Hinduism, not because we were born into Christianity, not because we were born into atheism. We need to take the time to single out what we actually feel and what we actually believe and what actually feels good in our spirits, because we're the only ones who have to walk this life. We're the only ones who have to traverse this journey. So take the time to sift through family behaviors that might not sit well with you, because you don't have to participate in them. They don't have to be for you. As such, you can create the foundation that you wish that you had. And then you will be able to feel more free. You'll be able to actually have this full zero moment and feel and behave like the woman on this picture. Like she's just free. She is in uncharted territory, has no idea what's coming next, but she doesn't care because she knows that she's supported and guided and doing things on her own terms, in her own way, and having her own adventure, living her own life. And that's the goal for you, fire signs. Your homework here is to research universal laws. So yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory. Just take the time to research universal laws. And, you know, underneath that it says plan out your podcast. So if that's on your list of things to do, this is the time to do it. What better than a super full moon in this open portal that we're still in until tomorrow, August 12th. The stars are literally aligning in your favor right now. Okay, let's see what the love deck has to say for the fire signs. Okay, Spirit, what do you have in love for the fire signs? What do you have in love for fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, North Node. What do you have for fire signs? So how are y'all doing anyway? Y'all got some kooky, spooky full moon stuff that you plan on doing, or are you novices to astrology and following the moon and all of this jazz, and tarot's just something cool that you kind of like to look at? All of it's fine. Every part of the journey matters, and every single part of the journey is important. Okay, so pink cards already come out. So in this deck, in the love deck, the pink cards are love notes from your person or to your person. And if there is no person, it's from your higher self to you. And you had a couple come out already. And apparently there's a couple more cards for you. What you got for them, Spirit? Oh, more than a couple. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick because I'm already beyond my 15 minutes like I had hoped. Gosh, lots of love notes. You must, okay. So we're right back to not fully expressing or being truthful about things, because there are 3 love notes here, which means you have some feelings for a person or people or towards yourself that you have not expressed or been honest about. So let's see what we have going on here. Your family's opinion shouldn't matter more than yours. So when it comes to matters of love, your family's opinion shouldn't matter more than yours. You're allowed to love who you want on the terms that you want, and you don't have to love other people the way that your family has traditionally loved each other. And they might not have even had displayed a very good example of what love should look like. You're allowed to create that for yourself. Time to take things to the next level. Uh-oh. All right, guys, you're being called to task. Time to take things to the next level. Time to open up and be honest and figure out what the next level is. Maybe that's just going from texting to hanging out. Maybe that's going from friendship to dating. Maybe that's going, maybe there is a marriage on the horizon. But it's time to take things to the next level, and you need to be honest about that. This conflict has gone on too long. Be the adult you know yourself to be and talk about it once and for all. Gee, lots of once and for alls here. There's so much stuff that you're sitting on, but it's time. Your higher self is saying, bro, sis, bro, ma'am, you are an adult. It is time for you to take responsibility for your feelings and actually express them. Sitting on them is not helping anyone, particularly not you. Okay, I'm going to hold out on the love notes for just a second. This connection is divinely sanctioned. So you are clearly thinking about someone, or you're already in a relationship with someone. And if that's the case, this connection is already has a stamp of approval from the spirit realm. So that's why you're getting this message of taking things to the next level, because you've been operating in a place of fear for far too long. And it's time for you to actually be a little more honest, forthcoming, upfront, transparent, vulnerable, all those fun things that humans hate so much. Is this relationship helping you to feel more confident, secure, powerful, beautiful, and successful? I'm going to say yes, it is. But you're too scared to admit that because you feel like there's another shoe that's going to drop. But this connection is divinely sanctioned. It's time to take things to the next level. So again, whatever it is, no, it's not too good to be true, friends. It's actually a real thing that your spirit realm wants you to, your spirit team wants you to lean into. Now we have these fun love notes. Can we please have a discussion about how to find the balance between displaying us on social media and keeping some things off? So this could either be you're doing the most on social media, or your person feels hidden because you never mention them or even acknowledge them on social media, or you two haven't talked about what your social media activity, how your social media activity affects the other. Because in this day and age, that's a real thing. And that it's important to some people, because it can kind of feed into insecurities when someone feels like their person is ashamed of them, or doesn't want anyone else to know that, you know, all the social media politics. We've all been on it for long enough. You know how this goes. So that's just a thing that you maybe need to talk to your person about, or a thing that your person needs to talk to you about. Either way, social media is an issue right now. You're absolutely gorgeous to me. I'm in awe of your beauty. Your body and your heart are incredible. Good grief, you guys. Can you just tell this person already? You're feeling all the things. And clearly they're feeling the things towards you, because their energy is coming up real heavily in this reading, as it should, because, again, this connection is divinely sanctioned. And lastly, you're, oh my God, you guys, such sap. I love it though, because I love love so much. You're the most lovely being I have ever come in contact with. I often wonder how I snagged you to begin with. I'll never admit that to you though. But why not? That's what is holding everything up. Why aren't you admitting this to these things to this person or these people, or to yourself even? Are you looking in the mirror and declaring your love to yourself? But if this is another person, you imagine if someone was feeling all of these things towards you. Your spirit teams are all in sync and everything's divinely sanctioned, and it's time to take things to the next level, so much so that your family's opinion doesn't even matter, because your spirit teams have already helped smooth that over. Listen, it's time to grow up and be honest with yourself and with your person. And once you do that, you'll be able to free yourself of a lot of things. Because again, it all begins with you being honest with yourself. You won't be able to manifest, have healthy healing processes, or, the removal of stagnancy in your relationships until you begin with honesty. So that's all I got for you, fire signs. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I know I say things wrong and I stumble over my words, neurodivergent problems, but you hung in there with me and I appreciate it. Always remember, don't stop, get it, get it. See y'all next time.